Hello. Today we will discuss the coprocessor configuration, one of it configuration of multiprocessor system. Actually, multiprocessor system configurations are of three types, that is coprocessor, closely coupled and loosely coupled. We will discuss its first type, that is coprocessor. In this coprocessor configuration, we actually interfaced 8086, that is our main processor, with the 8087 coprocessor. The most important feature of this coprocessor configuration is that both the CPU and the external processor, CPU is our main processor, that is 8086 processor, and external processor is our 8087 processor. Both these processor shares the memory, input output system, bus and bus control logic, clock generator of the 8086 processor. This is our coprocessor configuration. This is the synchronization between 8086 processor and its coprocessor. Whenever 8086 processor has to allocate some of its mathematical work or numeric work to its counterpart, that is coprocessor, this process will be initiated by the ESC instruction. This ESC instruction actually allow the coprocessor to access the system bus of 8086 processor. If a coprocessor is configured to share the system bus, it will recognize the ESC instruction and therefore will get the opcode and operand of different instructions. After this ESC instruction actually wake up the coprocessor, and now on the coprocessor will prepare itself to do the numeric work which has been allocated by the 8086 processor. Before executing its operation or its work, this coprocessor first of all deactivate the host's test pin. Actually, host is our 8086 processor. It has a test pin. It has complement sign over it. This is a test pin. It will deactivate this test pin, that is, this test pin will now be at digital 1 state because it has complement sign over it. So for deactivation, this pin should be at the digital 1 state. This test pin is actually connected with the busy pin of 8087 processor, that is coprocessor. When this test pin is deactivated, this busy pin of 8087 will be activated and will be at state 1. So whenever this 8087 coprocessor has to perform some mathematical work, its busy mode is activated by the busy pin. After executing its instructions, now again after executing the instruction, the test pin is activated. That is, the test input is asserted low. That is, test pin actually activated when its state is low, that is, it is having a digital 0 state. When this test pin is activated, whenever this test pin is activated, the waiting state is completed and execution will resume. Whenever this test pin executed, the wait instruction is actually be executed by the main processor. This wait instruction actually allows the processor to synchronize itself with the external hardware. This wait instruction allow this 8086 processor to synchronize itself with the external hardware of coprocessor. After this, the instruction executed by the coprocessor will be processed by the 8086 processor. This is the pin diagram of 8087 coprocessor. Here we can see that this is the multiplexed address data bus from AD0 to AD14 here. Here we have the AD15 here. Actually we have 20-bit address bus. So here we have A16, A17, A18, A19, and we will have from A0 to A19, that is 20-bit address bus. The data bus is from AD0 to AD14, that is 15, this is the D0 to D15. We have 16-bit data bus. We have ground pin, clock pin of 8087 processor. We have a reset pin, ready pin, and a busy pin we have just discussed. We will have a connection of QS0 and QS1. These two pins will have a connection with the 8086 processor. We will also have a connection of S0, S1 and S2 with the 8086 processor directly. These two RQ-GT0 and RQ2-GT1, these are request and grant pin. There will be two priorities set. The higher priority will be given to GT0 and lower priority will be given to GT1. So these two are request and grant pins. So this is the interrupt pin from where the 8087 can interrupt the main processor, and last one is bus high enable pin. Actually these address data bus are directly connected with the address data bus of 8086 processor. Here we can see that the block diagram of 8087 coprocessor. This is the control unit, which consists of control word, then we have status word, then we have data buffer. These are the important elements that is going to connect with the 8086 processor. We also have address bus, tracking, exception pointer, 8 register stack, arithmetic module which is used for arithmetic purposes, temporary register, programmable shifter, and exponent module. The main function of 8087 is the control unit, which has, this is our control unit. Here we can see that this is our control unit. This control unit is used to synchronize the operation of coprocessor and processor. This control unit in 8087 processor actually synchronize the operations of coprocessor and processor. The another important feature of this control unit is that this control unit has control word, status word and data buffer to store the data in between these two processor during the wait state. Now if instruction is an escape, that we have just discussed the ESC instruction. If instruction is escape, that is coprocessor instruction. That means now the instructions will be of coprocessor's instruction, and the coprocessor will execute them if the instruction is escape. If it is not, then the main processor will execute those instructions. We have another main unit in 8087 NDP processor is numeric execution unit, NEU. This execution unit actually performs the all mathematical and arithmetic calculations that are handed over by 8086, which is our main processor. Following are the functions of NEU. The first one is this NEU performs all operations that access and manipulate the numeric data in the processor register. Second is numeric register is NEU are 8 bits wide. NEU is able to perform arithmetic, logical and transcendental operation as well as small number of mathematical constants from its on chip ROM. So NEU perform arithmetic, logical, transcendental and small constant operations. Numeric data is routed into two parts, that is 64 Mantis bus and 16-bit sine or exponent bus if there is a exponential or any sign calculation in the numeric execution unit. Now we will discuss the circuit connection for 8086 and 8087 processor. This is the 8086 processor and this is the 8087 processor. This is the interrupt controller, this is the clock generator, and the last one is bus interfacing components. Here we can see that this is the interrupt controller through which this is the interrupt pin through which 8087 can interrupt 8086 processor through 8259A as interrupt controller. This is the interrupt controller which is going to connect with the interrupt request INTR of 8086 processor. So when 8087 has to perform any function, it starts interrupting the 8086 processor through the 8259 interrupt controller. Now we have, this is clock generator 8284. This clock generator actually generates the clock which is common to both 8086 and 8087 processor. We can see that this is the clock which is actually going to the 8087 processor, and this is the clock which is going to the 8086 processor. So we are giving a common clock to the both processor. This is the common bus interfacing component. Here we can say that this is the unit where the address and data bus of 8086 processor and address data bus of 8087 processor is going to club in the bus interfacing component. Now we will see the interconnections between 8086 processor. This is the connection of test pin of 8086 with the busy pin of 8087. As we have just discussed that there should be a when any function is performed by the 8087, the busy pin is activated by the 8087, and at that time the test pin is deactivated, as it is deactivated when there is a digital 0 and digital 1. We have a connection of QS1 with the QS1 of both the processor, QS0 and QS0 of both the processor. We have a connection of request grant pin, request grant, that is RQGT1 and RQGT0 of 8087 processor. We have to connect both these pin of the processors. Here we have discussed the interconnections between the 8086 processor with the 8087 processor. We have included other two chips, that is 8259, which is our interrupt controller, 8284, which is our clock generator, and the last component is the bus interfacing component. This is how we can connect a NDP mathematical processor 8087 with the 8086, which is our main processor.